Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at Guerrilla Publishing, where they go to a courthouse in Cherokee County, Oklahoma, and try to act like jackwagons and get kicked out abruptly. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without your guys' continuous, ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page. Leave a like and a comment because it really helps me with the algorithm. If you can, please consider becoming a member. And don't forget to check out the NCR Movie Network, where we'll do topics on movies, talk about them, reviews, retrospective, rankings, and just have a good time. And the new episode of the Shit Towns of Australia Florida Man Power Ranking podcast is up right now. With all that being said,
we're all here at the, as you can tell from behind me, the Cherokee County Courthouse. A gentleman was arrested here at the Cherokee County Courthouse for committing a heinous, terrible act. His crime? Filming around the courthouse at the court clerk's office. Now, as we've discussed repetitively, we've got a series of judges around the state of Oklahoma issuing orders directing people what to do inside of the county courthouses. There's just there's a lot of problems with that, but let's just talk about a couple of the big ones. First, the county courthouse is owned by the county, Cherokee County. It is under the dominion and the control of the county commissioners. Only the county commissioners can direct what kind of behavior can occur in its facility. The judge and the court is a tenant, just like they're renting in the building. And certainly they can say inside of this courtroom, you can't record. Now, should that change in the state of Oklahoma? Absolutely. But right now, they can restrict that. What they can't start doing, and what they've done improperly, it seems here, is start restricting access to the courthouse in other areas. One of the ways that they do this is they always...
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because as we all know, that a judicial mandate stating about photography or videography or recording inside of the courthouses are lawfully allowed. And it does not violate anybody's constitutional rights, seeing as courthouses are considered limited public forums. Now, if the courts are renting the space from the Cherokee County Commissioners, they are still allowed to have their own rules and policies. Yes, the commissioners can make their own rules for behavior and dictate those, but it does not mean they cannot stop the courts from making up their own rules when it comes to the courthouse and court proceedings.
Mention or use the court clerk. Here's the problem with that. The courts, these courts, have no control over the court clerk except to the extent specifically granted them by the legislature. And the only part that they've granted them authority in is how to dictate what records are sealed, not sealed, and how they're released. They don't have general powers over the court clerk's office. They can't direct them how to do their jobs, who to employ, not to employ, or how to engage in the business that they engage in their office. And they report to the people of the county of Cherokee and not to the heinous decisions of some ridiculous judge that wants to bar the public's access to public records. Join us as Guerrilla Publishing goes and investigates the Cherokee County Courthouse to find out what kind of corruption are they trying to hide inside.
What was the deal with that? What happened?
He went ballistic.
That's what it seemed like.
That's what it seemed like.
Off his meds in the court clerk's office.
In the court clerk's office. Is that what he got arrested for not filming, but for being...
Well, he tried to film and there's no film.
We have no comment, right?
You have no comment?
No comment.
Who are you, sir?
I'm me.
I know, I was just asking you to identify yourself.
There's no law. No, you can't. There is no law that says
Wow.
that I have to give you my name or badge number. You can see the sheriff.
Okay,
The
is he
sheriff's
here?
department. No, he's at the sheriff's department.
Where's that at?
That's 912 South College.
Okay, we'll be down there.
Okay.
Okay.
You won't identify yourself
No.
working in the course of your duties? You won't
No.
identify
There's
who
no
you are?
there's no
Do you
law.
know what this
If you
guy's
want to
name is?
identify me, talk to the sheriff.
While it is usually department policy, there is no law that requires an officer to give his badge number, just as there's no law saying we can't record in the courthouse.
There may not be a law, but there is policy that is in place right now preventing the recording inside of the courthouse. And if you choose to violate that policy, you can be asked to leave. Now, a lot of these frauditors would like to argue, well, Bransford v. Hayes says we can go wherever the public can go. Well, that's partially true. Bransford v. Hayes actually states that the press do get the same access to general information that is given to the public. But it also states that just because you are a member of the press does not mean you are not subject to being under the same punishments as regular people are when it comes to criminal or civil matters. So they can be charged with trespassing and asked to leave the building. There's also the case of Pentagora versus Sheets, which also states if you don't have official business and you're there causing a disruption inside of the courthouse, they can ask you to leave as well.
He has no comment either.
He has no, you're
Why does nobody have any comments about this?
Sir, do you know who that is?
All right, well, we'll ask the court clerk.
Nope.
Sir, there's no recording in the courthouse.
In the courthouse?
In the courthouse.
Is the county clerk's office,
Sir, you will.
is the county clerk's office in here?
I'm sorry?
Is the county clerk's office in here?
I'm sorry.
You're in a restricted area.
Where
Right
is the
here.
restricted
This is
sign?
restricted.
I said
Don't walk
behind
behind
my,
him.
I'm just
Don't
waiting
walk
my
behind him.
I'm just waiting on my
Okay,
bag.
bag.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
Sir,
walk
can you
behind
calm down just a tad bit?
Yeah.
No.
It's okay.
You need to leave, sir. There's no recording in the courthouse.
Ooh, access denied.
Where does it say that?
They just passed the rules, excuse me, county commissioner.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ask for a copy of that. And once I review that, I'll.
You can do that, but you are not allowed to bring a
Are
recording
you telling me
device,
under threat of
audio,
arrest as
or
a law enforcement
video
officer?
in the courthouse.
Are you telling me under threat of arrest?
Threat of arrest.
That I can't do that, otherwise I'm gonna do it.
You will be arrested.
Oh, and I'll be arrested if I come in with this camera? Perfect, now can you identify yourself since you've given me a lawful
No, but
order?
it'll be on the paperwork. when
As
I
an
arrest you.
officer, you're giving me a lawful order. Where can I see this rule? Can you go get me a copy of it?
Should be posted on the front door or the front.
Yeah, can I get a copy of that? I don't want to just take an unidentified word for it, sir.
I don't have a copy.
Can you go get me a copy?
No.
No?
If you would like to leave your camera somewhere.
No, I'd like
Okay.
to just stand here and
Then
record
you would
record
be able-
you acting in an
Okay.
unprofessional
All right,
manner is what I would do.
You're going.
He's not acting in an unprofessional manner. He is doing everything he's told to do. There is a rule and policy established through the county commissioners saying that there is no photography or video recording allowed inside this courthouse. Now, you're choosing to make this something that it doesn't have to be. If you have questions about it, you could just simply leave your camera inside of your car, go and get the information you need. But you're choosing to escalate this into an arrest. Why? Because you're going to try to get some go-away money, the typical move of all frauditors.
To be arrested, there is no recording in the courthouse.
I'm not in the
Audio or
courthouse. I'm in
video.
the courthouse lobby.
No, this is a courthouse.
This is the public lobby, sir. Where's the order, sir?
Okay.
Where's the order? I am an attorney. I just want to read the rules.
Okay, I'm glad you're an attorney.
Thank you. I just want to read the rules, sir.
Okay.
Can I see the rules?
I don't have it. I don't have it on me. I don't have
Where
it
can,
tattooed or nothing.
I got to go get a copy of it in there. So how do we do this? Hey, Sean,
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
why don't you go get a copy of that rule for me?
I need my wallet. I've got like.
Do you have a supervisor in the building, sir?
I'm the supervisor.
You're the super. God bless America. You're the supervisor. Dear Lord.
I'm reading something, so just give me a couple minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can you identify that gentleman who refuses to identify himself for me?
Just a second. Let me finish reading this, and I'll get with you guys. Okay?
Thank you.
Phone numbers. I put out the phone numbers, guys. I put it on. It's on the comments.
You can feel the frustration and aggravation that everyone has on their faces right now looking at these guys. I mean, this guy's trying to read the documentation to see if he can go in there and record. Instead of allowing him to do that, he's just being the biggest, loudest asshole in the room. We've all seen how Guerrilla Publishing likes to edit their videos, and we've all seen how they treat members of the public. And when they're called out for their poor behavior by their own community, we've seen how they treat them. If this is what they want to call activism or First Amendment press activity, it's a sad state in America if this is what that is.
It's Cherokee County Sheriff's Department. Safe and orderly environment, county under control of leased property. Board of Commissioners seeks to discourage and prevent behavior, behavior, constitutionally protected activity on its property.
And it goes on to say that the police can record, but nobody else can. And you can't restrict the First Amendment for just one group of people. It has to be consistent. And even if it was everybody, as the officer stated, it's a rule, not a law. And even if it was a law, it would be an illegal law because it violates the First Amendment of the Constitution. So no matter which way you look at this, they are completely in the wrong here.
Without the consent of all persons who you're recording.
Which
Okay,
means,
so let me ask you this, though, Sheriff. So here's the thing. These guys can adopt an ordinance that's unlawful. As the Sheriff's Department, you guys are responsible for doing what's constitutionally required in an area that the public can access. Let me finish. You want to interrupt me. Let me just finish my piece and I'll give you all the opportunity you want to respond. If the public has the right to go, then a camera has the right to go. If there's a restricted access area that's a private area or something in a government building, you can restrict access. This is very well settled case law all across the United States, but specifically it's well settled case law in the 10th Circuit. So all I want to explain to you, Sheriff's Officer, and these other guys, is that by enforcing this and telling me under threat of arrest that you're going to do this, y'all have what's called qualified immunity. You know what that means? It means it's qualified. It's not all open and everything. And if something is well established as law, then you lose your qualified immunity. This is well established. So if you can identify the guy already gave me the directive that I would do it under threat of arrest. If you'll just tell me who he is, I have my lawsuit. I'm not going to try to go in anymore. I just need to know what that guy's name is so I can put him as the party that said I couldn't go in under threat of arrest. If you can tell me that, I'm done here today.
okay. That paper right there, what it is, the county commissioners can
I disagree.
not allow,
I
well,
disagree.
okay, and I understand that.
We'll
But
challenge it in
that'll,
court.
that'll be a court
We'll
deal.
challenge it in
That'll
court,
be a
exactly.
court, that'll be a court deal.
Right.
So that part, but as of right now, you can't film anything past that because
And if I do, I'll be arrested.
you will be asked to not record.
Okay, but
Then let me finish,
Okay.
because I let you finish.
Sure, absolutely.
You'll be asked to not record. Then you'll be asked, if you continue to record, asked to leave, and so no longer recording.
Right.
And then, at that point, it'll be up to you if you want us to escort you out.
I just want you to tell me that, look,
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
let's just pretend that I've already gone and recorded, you've told me to not record, and you're gonna go to the next step that says if I keep recording in here, you're gonna arrest me. Can we just get to that point? You tell me that, and then I'll be out that door and go on about my day?
You getting arrested
I see you choosing the hard way. Okay.
will be entirely up to you.
No, sir, because my intention is to go in there and record. You're the one that has the ability or not ability to arrest me. I can't make you put handcuffs on me. All I can do is go exercise my constitutional rights. What I'm telling you, sir, is I don't want to leave here in handcuffs. I did that 2 days ago at another court. It didn't really end well for them. I don't have a problem going to jail over this issue, but I would rather, if it's going to be an issue, let's not make it a big rigmarole. Let's not make my damages so great. Just tell me I can't do it under threat of arrest and I'll leave.
You can't record, like I said, past that door.
And if I do, I'll be arrested. Is that
okay.
the position?
You didn't listen to me again.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt.
You can't record on county property. Okay. If you are recording, we will ask you to stop recording.
Okay,
Then we will ask you, if you want to keep recording, we'll ask you to leave.
okay.
And then we will escort you out. Okay?
Under threat of arrest if I don't, right?
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll escort you out. And if you resist during the process of us escorting you out, then it becomes a crime and you will be arrested.
So I'll
But
be
not,
arrested
but
for
not until
For
then.
resisting?
That's not-
But if you can't legally take
Okay.
me out of, there's gotta be an underlying charge to detain me.
Now, Ron, let me ask you
What would be
this.
the charge I would be
Okay.
detained on for the
We're
resisting?
done. We're done.
No, I just need to know which one it is.
No, we're done.
We're not.
Well, can I just be escorted out of the building then? Under threat of arrest and I'll
Can
leave?
you escort us out of this lobby, please?
Just, would you
No,
leave?
No, you gotta tell me to leave.
Tell me.
You need to leave.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They think they may have won this small victory, so they can try to claim that their rights were violated when it wasn't. The simple fact is this: they didn't get their way. They were asked to leave. Now, if they choose to stay and make bigger asses of themselves than they already have, well then, a trip to county jail will be well deserved.
Can I get your name and badge number?
James Brown, I'm the undersheriff.
Undersheriff. Okay, thank you so much.
That's it.
Please,
Could you identify that other gentleman?
please read
I will.
that stuff because it goes in more
I
detail
understand.
about
I will. Can you identify that other officer who refused to identify himself when I first came
Kevin
in?
McFarland.
Kevin
Awesome.
McFarland. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good day, y'all. All right, that's how you get your civil rights violated and not go to jail.
Right.
Well, there you have it, folks. So we've had a long day. This is like we've been going all day. We've been to Gore, Oklahoma. We went to Weber's Falls, Oklahoma. We went to Vian, Oklahoma, met with the police.
And we're going to end it here, folks. The rest of the video is them talking about how they went to a police department and they were treated kindly and were talked to politely. And they're going to make the argument that their rights were violated here and they plan on suing them. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out the podcast. Please consider becoming a member. And don't forget to check out my second channel. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without your guys' continuous ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart.